This is Wednesday, the 25th of March 2020. I'm going to make a film for you now. I'm going to try and make a long film for you today. I'm going to do some dances. I'm going to speak to you, viewers as well, at the same time. So I'm going to do a few dances. I have a whole choice of CDs here, big long pile of CDs here, right range of choice. So it's very difficult to choose. So I've got Acid Base and I've got Atomic Kitten amongst some, and another Bananarama Greatest Hits that I've forgotten I had, with some other extra tracks that I haven't heard before. Some extra tracks, and probably new releases, some probably unreleased tracks as well, that weren't released as singles. And there's a lot of extra tracks on the album, and the other album that I was listening to the other day. I had, as you know, I've already played the greatest hits of Bananarama, but this is a different one. So there may be songs on this album that you haven't heard before. So there should be interesting stuff on this, on this selection. But I won't be playing all of them today. I'll play some of them, maybe one or two, or maybe three albums, see how it goes. But just hold on a second. I think I heard a message on my mobile. I'll be back in a second. And I'm going to charge it in here now. Just hope to God same thing doesn't happen again. What happened the other day? The camera swerved, as you probably remember. So I was listening to Bananarama that day. So I might get cut off here because I'm slightly close to the camera. I'm just charging my camera here. That bleeping sound is my phone. It usually makes that bleeping sound when I put the plug in when I'm charging it. So I'm going to leave it there because otherwise it will swerve. Well, the camera will swerve. So the plug for the radio is already in. So let's get a drink. Liam's out on the balcony. He likes to sit out on the balcony. He likes to sit out there with the fresh air. He seems to go out there quite a lot lately now. I'm not sure. I hope you can see a good bit of me now. I put the camera far a good bit further now, so you can hopefully get a good shot of the clock. And put the camera a good bit further back, so hopefully my face won't get too much cut off from the picture. So I'll try to get it at a good angle so the face won't get too much cut off in the film. Hope you can get a good angle of me, and hope you can see the whole clock in here. It's now 2:45, so I might do a long film today for a change, because I don't do that much long films. I did, the longest one I did was probably 2 hours. It's probably the longest one I did. So I might do a little longer today. See how it goes. How are you all surviving? It's been a very difficult time for you all. It's a very difficult crisis. I just read today on the headlines, you're going to get a shocker. I'm not sure whether you're big into the royals, but Prince Charles has been tested positive for the coronavirus disease. So, a bit of a shocker. Liam, I told Liam this morning, and I sent him the text on his WhatsApp about Prince Charles, and he was shocked by the news. So he's tested positive for the coronavirus. Prince Charles has been tested positive for the coronavirus, and he's in the danger zone because of his age. He's in his 70s now, so he's in the danger zone. So he could be. So if they hadn't caught it early, he could be in the chance of dying if they don't catch it soon. If they hadn't caught it soon, if they hadn't caught it early, there's a chance that he could die from it. Or if they have caught it early, he has a good chance of survival. It depends on, because he's at that age that he can die from it. But because if you're under 70, the survival rate is high, and the survival rate is very low if you're over 60. If you're over 60, the survival rate is very low. But I'm not at that stage yet. I'm only in my early 50s, so I'm not at that stage. So, but I don't have the disease, but I haven't been outside this apartment since the stud closed. So I haven't been out that door since the stud closed. As I've said many times, as they said, as the people that advise, if you want to stay safe, stay home. So that's exactly what I have done, stayed home. So I'll be 2 weeks home tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be 2 weeks. I'll be 2 weeks indoors. I've been 2 weeks in isolation. You probably say isolation or involuntary or voluntary. So I decided to stay home. That's it. For the 2 weeks tomorrow I'll be home. Since the Irish National Stud closed. So stud closed the 12th of March, and today's the 25th of March. So exactly 2 weeks tomorrow that I haven't been indoors. I haven't been outside the door since the stud closed. So I'm just saying nervous. I'm nervous. And Liam's been out more or less the other day. He's getting shopping, but he got a few days shopping there the other day and Monday. So he doesn't have to go that much now. But, as I said yesterday, the laundrette is closed now. It's been closed now. Today, I think, is the last day. So we have to do our own washing now. Can't wash our own clothes now, so it's pending it. And I just found out, I was worried about my hairdresser. So I was talking to Geraldine, Liam's mum, and she says that they're reopening, I think she said, on the 19th of April. So I'm hoping that my hair will survive. Hope my hair will survive till the 19th of April. The colour, hope the colour will survive till the 19th of April. Because I don't want to lose this colour, the blonde. I don't want it to go dark again. I don't want it to go dark again because I want to keep this colour, because I happen to quite like this colour in my hair. I think it suits me, and everyone says to me it suits me. So everyone seems to like this colour in my hair, and I happen to quite like this look. And I don't want it to grow. I don't want my hair to grow again either. I want to keep it short. It's nice and tidy off my face too. So I put a lot of time and effort into this hair. I put a lot of dedication into this hair to make me look good for the camera, for you viewers. And I don't want it to get all bad and horrible again. I want to keep it like this because I want to look my best for the camera. Appearance is very important when you're in front of a camera. It's very, very important when you're standing in front of the camera. Appearance is very, very important. So I want to look my best for you all, and I don't want my hair to grow back, and I don't want it to go dark. I want to keep this colour. This colour is. I want to keep this colour now because this colour seems to. This is the colour I want to keep. This is exactly the colour I've been trying to get for years. I've been trying to go blonde for years, so I have to wait till I was 50 before I got my hair to go blonde. So I don't want it to go dark again. So, time to think about CD to put on. Let's see now. my face may get cut off here, so I'm not too sure how much you can see of me. I hope it's not too much cut off here. Now, this is the other BANANARAMA CD I was telling you about. So I'm not too sure what songs are on this. I'll figure that out. Love's in the First Degree, I Want You Back. Long Train Running, that's the song I don't know. Long Train Running, that's one song I don't know. I Heard a Rumour. Hotline to Heaven, I don't know that one either. And Girl About Town, I don't know that one either. Preacher Man, I don't know. I probably do know that one. But Do Not Disturb. Last Thing on My Mind, this band, BANANARAMA, did the original version of Last Thing on My Mind, and it was covered by Steps. Steps covered it, and it was originally done. It was originally recorded by BANANARAMA. BANANARAMA did the original version of Last Thing on My Mind, and it's on this album. It's on this album, and Steps covered it. And if you ask me, I think I prefer Steps version. I know you're meant to prefer the original cover, the original versions, but I prefer Steps version because it's more upbeat, more catchier. And the BANANARAMA version is nothing like Steps version. It's very, very different. It's not as catchy. It's not as upbeat. You know, if you get my meaning. It's got Cruel Summer, Young at Heart, Nathan Jones, Moving On. Oh, Moving On. There's another song called Moving On this as well. That was also covered by Steps, but it wasn't released as a single. And Steps version is much better too. Dr. Love, Boy Trouble, Venus, Robert De Niro's Waiting, Shy Boy, Rough Justice, Cheers Then, Nana Hey Hey, Kiss Him Goodbye, Cairo, I don't know that one, Cairo, It Ain't What You Do, It Ain't What You Do. That was with Fun Boy 3, and I Can't Help It. Really Saying Something with Fun Boy 3 again, Love, Truth and Honesty, and Whammo, that is. And it's a 12-inch version. More Than Physical, Only Your Love, Trick of the Night, Tripping on Your Love, and George Michael's Metropolis Mix. George Michael's Metropolis Mix, whatever that's supposed to mean. So, there must be a song from George Michael, and BANANARAMA must have did a mix of it or something like that. They must have did a cover, and they did, and it was a George Michael. Also, there's probably a song from BANANARAMA, and there's probably a sample of a George Michael song on it. There's probably a BANANARAMA song, and then there's a sample of George Michael on it. Probably what it is. So, yeah. I'll put this on, but there may be some songs on this album that you've heard already, but there's other songs on it that you haven't heard already, as well, featured on it. So, including Young at Heart. Young at Heart. It's called. This song called Young at Heart. Young at Heart. That's another one. Boy Trouble. Number 11 is called Young at Heart. So there's Young at Heart, number 11, and there's there's a few songs on this that you would know, and there's some songs that you haven't heard. There's songs that you've heard before and songs you haven't heard before on this, including the Steps, Last Thing on My Mind, and the other song that Steps did called Moving On. which wasn't released as a single, but they released Last Thing on My Mind, but I prefer Steph's versions of Last Thing on My Mind and Moving On, but I prefer their versions of those two songs. But anyway, you're going to hear some songs on this that you've heard already and some songs that you haven't heard. So I'll put this on. It's Bananarama, the collection, so this is it's an album that I've forgotten I had, to be honest with you.